there are so many reasons why I got into teaching.
One of the best things is the light bulb moment.
When you see a pupil suddenly understand something, that's really, really special.
Every child is so full of potential, and the thing that makes me proudest to be a teacher is seeing them realise what they are capable of.
I don't think any other job can give you the same satisfaction.
That's why I chose to teach.
You could get £26,000 tax-free to train. Search Applied to Teach. Selected subjects only, subject to eligibility.
Gamertag Radio presents E3 2017 coverage. Hosts Danny Pena, Paris Lilly, and Peter Toledo are direct from the Convention Center floor.
Here we go.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to E3, the Xbox One experience. My name is Kevin Gamble, and I'm a group program manager on the Xbox engineering team. I am super excited to be able to share with you guys today some of the really hard work the team's been undergoing in the last couple of years to bring Xbox One X to the market. At Team Xbox, we're actually big believers in 4K ultra high def experiences, and you saw us kind of begin this journey last year with the release of the Xbox One S, with HDR game support, 4K ultra high def media playback, as well as Blu-ray playback. And of course, all the games that you guys saw at the event yesterday and all the games you will see on the show floor for Xbox One will actually run and play great on Xbox One S. But we are here today to really talk about Xbox One's newest member of the family, the Xbox One X. When we kicked off this project, we had three primary goals in mind. Number one, craftsmanship. Number two, uncompromised game performance. And number three, compatibility. And from a craftsmanship perspective, now that the ID is out in the open, you've all seen and heard it is the smallest Xbox One ever. And from a power perspective, packing 6 teraflops of GPU compute, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, and 326 gigabits per second memory bandwidth, we have now produced the most powerful console as well. But to me, the story actually gets a lot better when you think about compatibility. We poll all of our existing Xbox One owners forward with Xbox One X if they happen to be in our family, and not only do those games and accessories work just fine, the games actually run better with with higher resolution, a more steady frame rate, faster load times, as well as 60 frames per second game DVR support. Kind of the way we on the Xbox team think about the Xbox One X. It's really next generation power without leaving our customers behind. Now talk a little bit about resolution and things like that, because it's a lot more to resolution than it's a lot more to delivering a great user experience than resolution. Resolution plays an important part in that, but it goes beyond that. To really deliver games in the way that our developers intend, you need to do the resolution, but you need to do that at frame rate. You need to do that with high dynamic range color. You need to do that with wide color gamut fidelity. And you need to do that with a great audio solution as well to really drive those immersive experiences they want. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and then we'll kick it off and show you some gameplay. So this is an image of 4K image. There's actually 8 million pixels on the screen. And what that lets our game developers do is really provide a level of fidelity and detail that you just can't achieve on a regular 1080p television, which is less than 4 times the size as a 4K image. It's really amazing. And for our users that have yet to upgrade to a 4K television, we actually have a really good story there. We leverage this technology called super sampling, which takes advantage of the detail on a 4K image and essentially makes the 1080p image look better. There's all kinds of resources out on the web. You guys can read about it. But I've seen it, and it's really mind-blowing how super sampling can actually really make a 1080p image look much better than what I would call a native 1080p image. Now this is an example the team crafted to show the benefits of high dynamic range color, or HDR. The way HDR works, it really expands the range of both the contrast and the colors that actually provide a more accurate visual image to one's human eye. And you can really see it pop here with the spectral highlights in the leaf and the ladybug's wings. And in this case, almost provides an illusion of depth on a two-dimensional plane, which is pretty amazing. And you'll actually see some good examples of HDR use in gameplay in just a minute. To kind of top it off, I talked about how important audio was to delivering that immersive experience. I'm going to play a quick demo that Dolby gave us that will give you a good example of how audio can really add to gameplay.
object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy. Whether the soundscape sets the mood of a scene, full extent of nature's fury.
So that kind of speaks for itself, but in a recent release, we released support across the Xbox One family for spatial audio support, including Dolby Atmos, as well as the Windows 10 Creators Update now supports Dolby Atmos. So now I'm going to pull up my friends from the Minecraft team to walk you through how they've leveraged the power of Xbox One X in their title.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Cameron Engberg, and I am the rendering lead on Minecraft. We're going to be showing you a few of the new features that the power of Xbox One X has allowed us to build into the game. In fact, when I joined the team a few years ago, this was the thing that I was hoping to work on. So I'm excited to show you what we built.
I'm Brad Schuber, I'm one of the art directors on Minecraft. And I feel that Minecraft's style is timeless, and many have found it very charming. And so we're very careful with every pixel and very thoughtful about any changes that we make to the game. The power and the technology of the Xbox One X has given us the perfect opportunity to try some new things. So let's take a look at the super duper graphics pack and some of the features that combine that technology with the Minecraft style. One of those features is specular maps. Specular maps control the way that light moves across the surface of an object. As you can see here, our blocks are now shiny. And as you move past them, the light reacts with each block differently. Our rails are also no longer flat. These are great examples of what we can now do with additional 3D geometry. The 3D geometry and the specular maps will be able to be added to any block or mob in the game with the release of this pack.
Another addition to the game's materials are emissive maps, which can make a material appear to get off light. While this was in the game already on a few things like the torches and the redstone lamps, now you can add that property to anything. Here we've applied it to the diamond ore and glazed terracotta blocks. We've also added a highlight to the edges of blocks, mobs, and items. It's subtle, but it adds a clear definition to everything and helps to reinforce Minecraft's block-by-block core.
Lighting is another key feature. It reinforces your time of day and influences what you build and where you explore. Our new dynamic lighting makes the worlds more believable, so it helps the players create a stronger connection to their creations and the world around them. Cameron's going to talk about a few features that bring this to Minecraft.
We've added directional lighting to every single block in the world. Tone mapping and dynamic exposure allow us richer colors, more contrast, and HDR support. Atmospheric scattering creates a sense of scale and light propagation throughout the air. Also, directional shadows on the terrain and mobs create a more sophisticated look for our communities, worlds, and creations. On Xbox One X, we've pushed our draw distance out much farther than on Xbox One, creating spectacular views and allowing you to see more of your world at once. We're also working on animated foliage and recreating our water rendering. Our water technique utilizes parallax occlusion mapping, which allows each texel to move and have complex animations, enhancing the visual depth and reflections.
Players are going to have complete control over all these new features to change or even disable, no matter what platform you decide to play on. Xbox One X allows Minecraft to expand the console experience with enhanced visuals, better performance, and for the players this means that building, exploring, and surviving are all new to rediscover on the Super Duper Graphics Pack coming this fall to the Xbox One X. our friends from the coalition to come down.
All right. I'm excited to show you some live software. Live? All right. I'm Jason Huckleck. I'm a lead programmer from the coalition. Gears of War has always been a visual showcase that pushes the Xbox hardware limits. Gears of War on the original Xbox 360 to Gears of War 4 on Xbox One. You'll see the loading screen here as an example that's captured at 1080p from the original Xbox One version that we shipped last fall that we're very proud of. In a moment, you'll see it switch to the 4K version captured from the Xbox One X and all of the enhanced detail and resolution that you can see. Let's jump into the demo. Swarm to highlight the power of Xbox One X. It's running in full 4K in high dynamic range with wide color gamut support. In addition to the enhanced resolution, we're also adding new custom graphics features. I'd like to call your attention to the shadows that are updating in real time, high resolution on the ground that you'll see throughout the demo. In addition, we've increased texture resolution on characters, environments, and effects. I really like the Mega Mech here. You can see all the bolts, scratches, and the realistic metal look. The update will be free.
So we have a couple minutes for questions if you guys have them. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys. For attending. Yes.
The Atmos will be for all games, or it's up to studio?
It's up to the studio.
Connect support. Is
Yes.
there? Do we have to use an adapter or?
Yeah, it's similar. The port is similar to what we have with the Xbox One S today. Yes.
With all the processing of the graphics and stuff, when we are playing games, how much is there a lag in between what we see and when we activate the controls?
So is there? You're asking the question: is there a lag between when you push a button on a controller and when you see it on the screen? That is a complex engineering answer. The short version is it really depends on what is between when you push the button on the controller and what you see on the TV. So, for example, I know the lag between the controller and the console is incredibly minimal, but if you have that strung through an AVR that goes into the TV, you'll have greater lag than if you go straight to the TV, for example, unless the AVR is in game mode, which they typically do pass through. And then some TVs, depending on what mode you have it in, have a lot of post-processing. Again, that's why TVs come out with game mode, because it actually reduces that lag. So it really depends on your setup at home. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I apologize about the Forza demo. I do want to thank the Minecraft, Forza, and Coalition team for showing how the Xbox One X is great.
This episode of Gamertag Radio is brought to you by Western Digital. For a limited time, Gamertag Radio listeners can get 20% off WD SSDs with the coupon code WDGTR. Find out more at WD.com/GTR. With Western Digital, you're now able to get solid-state drives and hard drives to fit your unique needs. When you get the superior performance of a WD solid-state drive to your PC, you get blazing read speeds so you can boot your system quickly or load games and other applications in a snap. Combined with a reliable Western Digital hard drive, you get up to 6 terabytes of storage to keep your games library, direct feed video, podcasts, and more all in a single place.
Yeah, they sent you a couple samples, right, of this. So how's it been your experience so far?
They sent me a Western Digital Blue, I want to say it was a 500 gig solid state drive and a 4 terabyte hybrid solid state drive, or a hybrid solid state disk drive. So in my experience, I've always done a combination because you take advantage of the performance of a solid state drive within your computer, and then you take advantage of the additional capacity that the solid state hybrid drives can give you, along with with a larger cache package inside of the solid state hybrid drive. So it's something I've always taken advantage of, and I highly recommend that our listeners do so as well.
Take advantage. Mention the site.
Absolutely. WD.com or WDC.com/GTR, and just use the promo code WDGTR to get your 20% off.